My picture's crooked. Look at that. You see my dogs? Let's see if I can straighten this up for everybody. Look at that. Hey, welcome to another CotS Take, hashtag COTS. And the straightened dog picture behind me. Sadly, all three of those Samoyeds are no longer with us, but Chewy the Newfie is. Right there. There's Chewy the Newfie. And Chewy the Newfie told me tonight, he said, you know what, Master Denver? I think that you need to talk about Samuel and Martha Alito. I'm sorry, it was Chewy who gave me the idea. Now, as I'm trying to get together here because it's late on the East Coast, I don't think there's anyone more qualified to talk about the Alitos than me. And you're like, well, why is that, Denver? Why are you the only one qualified to do that? And I'm like, well, it's because I know so much about the Thomases, right? And I'm the one who first read the Jenny Thomas text messages that she sent back and forth with Mark Meadows during the January 6th investigation. Yeah, that was me. And I also did a deep dive on Jenny Thomas, as everybody knows in my book, The Breach, The Untold Story of January 6th, which was about the data involved. And I have a whole chapter dedicated to Jenny Thomas, her upbringing in cults, and also her relationship with her husband. And really, that she was the only one who seemed to have complete communication with the legislative, the judicial, and the executive branch. Yeah, talking to Jared Kushner, best friends with Connie Hare, forwarding Connie Hare being the chief of staff for former Congressman Louis Gohmert, and of course, a relationship with her husband who just happens to sit on the Supreme Court. And you're like, well, Denver, the Alitos, they can't be that bad. Well, I'm here to say I think the Alitos might be worse. I know, ding, 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 that's pretty tough. But after hearing what they're willing to say in public, like Sam Alito or Martha Ann Alito, I have to say that the Alitos are going to give the Thomases a run for their money, even with all the money that Clarence Thomas has received, the millions of dollars in vacation gifts, which I'm sure there's no quid pro quo. But let's talk about the recordings. First, I think we have time to play the full Alito recording with the context. And I know everybody's talking about the end where he says split the difference. Look how specific he is, and he's trying to find the right answer when the right answer is you only apply the law. And that's what we do in our country because we have so many different belief systems. It's not this sort of black and white, you either got to be this way or that way. And that's why I think the Alitos are very close to being Christian RAGEvangelical, what I call them. And I don't know if you want RAGEvangelical on the Supreme Court, but let's listen to the Alito recording now.
A Catholic and as someone who really cherishes my faith, I don't know that we can negotiate with the left in the way that needs to happen for the polarization to end. I think that it's a matter of winning.
I think you're probably right. I think one side or the other is going to win. I don't know. I mean, there can be a way of working, a way of living together peacefully, but it's difficult, because there are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised. It really can't be compromised. So it's not like we're going to split the difference.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that the solution really is winning the moral argument. People in this country who believe in God have got to keep fighting for that to return our country to a place of godliness.
Oh, I agree with you.
Because we look at the decline of our society, the decline of the nuclear family, and liberals, I just feel want to see that happen and proliferate. And I think we've been too permissive to say, okay, I understand the Constitution. I understand. I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, wasn't that special? Now, as you're listening to that, look at the layers of that, him trying to find the right words again. And, it's actually pretty short, but I think it's pretty telling. That, again, it's about a worldview rather than a legal view. Let me say that again. It's about a worldview and not a legal view. What is that worldview? The worldview is there is a specific right compass, a specific north compass, and that north compass revolves around Christianity and that life view. And outside of that life view, on those borders, you can't have, sadly, homosexual people. You can't have any transgender people. You can't have anybody that's different. My gosh, it was just 1967. 1967 was a loving decision. I mean, A white person couldn't marry an African American person. What the hell? What kind of insanity is that? By the way, Clarence Thomas says maybe we need to go back and look at those judgments again because maybe the federal court didn't have the authority to judge on that. But just think about that. So, what makes me so angry about Alito is not just Samuel Alito, but his wife's recording, which is over 5 minutes long. And we can thank Lauren Windsor. You should follow her on Twitter. She did a great job. And you have to identify these people. You have to drag people into the sunlight. You have to let people know what they actually believe. Will it matter? Nope. Because I'm telling you right now, what Sam and Martha Ann have, so you have the truth on their side as far as they believe, because they got the rage of Christianity. And they have tens of millions of people behind them who believe what they believe. And part of that belief, as she wants to fly a flag, like an appeal to heaven flag or a flag like that, this is Martha Ann, against the pride flag, because you know what? Pride flag represents the gays. I know. That's so crazy. A lot of you know I got in trouble as a Republican by officiating a same sex wedding, which pretty much started my extraction from the Republican Party. I tell you, it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing with Martha Ann Alito. I think that 5 minutes is more damning than the short audio from Samuel Alito. You got to remember, those that you spoon with, that's who you actually emulate. Those are the people that you actually mimic. Everybody tells their wife anything, everything. You know, unless you're an adulterer, and there's obviously some other, or serial killer, things like that. But for the most part, if you're in a good marriage or a marriage that lasted a long time, you pretty much know everything about your spouse. It's just the way it is. And for one spouse to say that they don't know what the other spouse is doing is really unadulterated bullshit. But what really bothers me about Martha Ann Alito is how specific she was in the us versus them mentality. And the fact that she was talking about her Germanic heritage. She's a German. Don't come after us Germans. We come after you. Yeah, that's a great thing to say, Martha Ann. And the flag she wants to actually use is an Italian word. She wants to make her own flag that says shame in Italian. Is it Vergogna? Whatever the she's saying. Who thinks of that? Who thinks that? You literally have to be half-brained. And I think on one point too that you have actually been completely taken over by this right-wrong mentality based on what you think is a direct connection to a supernatural entity. Think about that. They're actually basing how they want to live and their policy on what they think somebody in the sky tells them. And listen, I came up very religious, and I still have that grasp that I want something bigger than me up there. I just don't see it. Right? It's very difficult for me to see that because there's so many different religions, so many different things on this planet that are telling people to do different things. And there's even prophecy that's different to each person. So if you're hearing voices in your head, maybe you're just fucking nuts. But again, it's what she said. I don't know if Germany and Italy are the two countries you want to use as examples to identify with how you think as a human being. Not from their past, not from World War II. I don't know if I would do that. I have German heritage. You watch out for the Germans. Stop it. You know what? I have German and French heritage, so I hate myself. But I'm not, again, it's just bizarre. Maybe I'm making too much of the German mentality thing, but I don't think so. Not based on the context of what she was saying. And the fact there's a Christian nationalist bent to everything you're saying from the Alito and the Thomases. So what do? You vote, you get out, but you have to keep slamming the anti intellectual fervor of Supreme Court justices who believe Jesus is more important than people's rights to live free and to live how they want to live as long as they're not hurting other people. The American way, and I would say real Christianity, is about loving people despite our differences, not hating them because of our differences. I've read the Bible multiple times, New Testament and Old Testament, and I was raised Mormon. You guys, hey, I own distilleries now, so it didn't really completely stick. But there is a golden rule: is to love thy neighbor like you love yourself. And if you think they're a sinner, you're supposed to love them and bring them into Christ, not try to crush them or hurt them or go after them or RAGEvangelical after them. So here's what we're going to do. I need all of you to go listen to the video of Martha Ann Alito. listen to it 2 times, listen to it 3 times, really digest what she's saying between the lines. But you don't even have to go that far between the lines because she's saying it to your face. She's saying it to you. You better be Christian, man. You better not be on the left. Listen, if anybody thinks I'm on the left, they probably like Den's definitely not on the left, but Den's definitely not far right either. He's like the center right moderate guy. But what am I really? Because I believe people should live how they want to live. I might have some nuances, and we can talk about those things another time. But I do believe people should live how they want to live. And I don't think true Christianity is I just don't think it's exemplified, actually, by the Alitos and the Thomases. But you know what is exemplified? Ignorance. You know what else is exemplified? Lack of tolerance. You know what else is exemplified? Arrogance through ignorance. Hard to say that about Supreme Court justices, but what they say is what they are. When they tell you something, believe them. And that goes for individuals who seem to be self-identifying as individuals who don't care about the law unless the law comes from a book called the Bible. That should scare the shit out of you. It scares the hell out of me. I'm just going to keep telling the truth. I'm going to keep slinging facts. And you need to be a part of the coalition of the sane. Do not let people dictate to you what kind of human being you're going to be because of their belief system. F that. Anyhow, we need to get to work. The election is soon. Let's rock and roll. So have a great night, great day, whatever time this airs. Who the hell knows? I just know we're part of the coalition of the sane, and we need to get to work.
I'm sorry, are you Miss Alito?
I am.
Hi, my name's Lauren. I just met these ladies tonight, but
Very cool.
I'm a huge fan of your husband, and
Let's stop before we go here.
everything that you're going through, I just want to tell you that,
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's not okay, though. It's not okay.
It's okay. It's okay because if they come back to me, I'll get them. I'm going to be liberated, and I'm
What do
going
you
to
mean
get
by
them. Oh, well.
gay?
There's a 5-year defamation statute of limitations.
But I don't know what you mean by gay, like Oh, okay.
Come on, I'll get you. Come on. You know, I was denigrated early on when we first came to town. And the woman then won a Pulitzer Prize. She was commenting on my clothes. She said that I wore a baby blanket one day, and the next time I had on a Lazy Boy recliner pattern suit. And so when she won her Pulitzer, I called her up and I said, "Hello, is this Robin Gavin of the New York Times?" "Yes, it is." I said, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're getting a Pulitzer Prize." I said, "And will you be wearing Balenciaga?" And she goes, "No." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Well, it doesn't flatter me." I said, "Oh, come on. Such a high-end thing, it doesn't flatter you?" And then I said to her, "You know, it's a beautiful day. It's April 2006. I said, "Maybe you want to go outside today in New York. It's really beautiful. Take a walk and enjoy life." She never came after me again, but she went after Jane Roberts again. That's why she got her Pulitzer between Jane and me, criticizing the clothes that Jane had put the children in and the clothes that we wore.
But why do you think they're coming after you?
They are.
I mean, like the whole like appeal to have heaven flag was like bullshit, right?
Right. But that's, you know, the other thing is the fem-Nazis believe that he should control me.
Yeah.
So you go to hell. He never controls me.
But like, I have the same flag.
Yeah, I know.
No, but like a lot of people fly that fucking flag.
Don't worry about it, baby.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I should watch my language.
It's all right. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I did not mean.
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
It's
but
okay.
it makes me so angry.
Don't get angry.
It makes me so angry.
Don't get angry. Get even. Bye, baby. Bye, cat. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. She's a bad girl.
Cat's escort, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis. Good to see you.
Likewise.
I'm Natasha. Nice to meet you. Hi, Natasha. Yes, we're never going back to Wounded Warriors, I'm afraid.
Isn't that awful, though? Why?
Oh, because
Well, there are
of the
fewer of
security,
them, but,
the
yeah.
security and all that. It's good we did that. We did that wonderful. You know,
You really did? Something to be really proud of. Do you know that they created and ran the Wounded Warriors program here?
You would never know that because of how they're trying to persecute.
Oh, ignore all that. The reality
I don't
is,
need their approval for anything in my life. I need nothing from them.
You don't, but the the problem is that they use you to fuck. Pardon my
for the
language. Pardon my
biography
language.
Your biography.
Lewis, I like you.
You deserve it. All right. Thank you.
Take care.
They're persecuting you, and you're like a convenient stand-in for anybody who's religious.
Look at me. I'm German. I'm German. My heritage is German. You come after me, I'm going to give it back to you. And there will be a way. It doesn't have to be now, but there will be a way. They will know. Just don't worry about it. God, you read the Bible. Psalm 27 is my song. Mine. Psalm 27. The Lord is my God and my rock. Of whom shall I be afraid? Nobody.
I love that you have that attitude, because that's more of what we need. I was telling your husband, I was like, and it should give you like a little bit of background. So I met him last year at this dinner, and I said to him, I was like, this country is so polarized. How do we repair that rift? And he's like, I don't know. It's not our role. And I told him this year, I'm like, for the past year, I remembered our conversation, and I looked at what happened to you and your wife, and I'm like, how is there any negotiating with the radical left? There's not. You cannot negotiate with the radical left. You have to just win.
They feel. They don't think.
No, but you have to win. And if we want to take this country back to like a godly place, to a moral place, that means that we actually have to just fucking... Pardon my language again, I'm so sorry.
You know what I want? I want a Sacred Heart of Jesus flag, because I have to look across the lagoon at the Pride flag for the next month.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh, please don't put up a flag. I said, I won't do it because I'm deferring to you. But when you are free of this nonsense, I'm putting it up, and I'm going to send them a message every day. Maybe every week I'll be changing the flags. There'll be all kinds. I made a flag in my head. This is how I satisfy myself. I made a flag. It's white, and it's yellow and orange flames around it. And in the middle is the word vergogna. Vergogna in Italian means shame. Vergogna. 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 Shame on you. Anyway.
Well, I just wanted to let you know you have a lot of people rooting for you. Thank you so much.